Good morning, brothers. It's Wednesday, January 20th. It's another Daily Dose of Hope with Bill and Troy. Glad to be with you this morning.
You know, I love the fact that we can come every single day and encourage one another.
Sure.
Because you and I get a lot out of this. And encourage you guys in your walk. This is a daily opportunity for us to encourage you in your lifelong journey of recovery. We want you to be successful. We want you to share this with your friends and family because we want this to be a good thing.
It's a great privilege of our lives. It really is. And we're in the midst right now of breaking down Jeremiah 6:16, discussing the importance of staying on the recovery path and making sure that we're keeping our walk pure. And yesterday we talked a little bit about anxiety and about how the verse says for us to stand and look at the road that we're on. Now it gets into this where it says, ask for the ancient paths where the good way is.
Love it.
Proverbs 18:1 even says, a man who isolates himself seeks his own desires. He resists all wise judgment. This really is about isolation, isn't it?
You know, when we're encouraged there to, you know, we stand and look, and now we're supposed to ask. What that tells us is the direction that I need at that moment, the strength that I need at that moment, the help that I need at that moment is not going to come from within me and my flesh. It's going to come from God and others. It's going to come from the connection, the relationships. And so I've got to recognize that the enemy of staying on the path is indeed isolation. And nothing makes us more vulnerable than trying to stay on the path by ourselves, trying to stay on the path alone, trying to stay on the path without asking for help from God and others.
So what we talked about yesterday, the anxiety piece, when that pushes us off the path, we tend to do the wrong things, make poor decisions, and it's then usually that isolation happens, right?
Well, actually, isolation happens before as well, because part of the reason I'm making poor decisions, for instance, if I was going to do something stupid and I called you up and I said, hey, Bill, I'm having a really bad day and I'm thinking about running by Krispy Kreme and getting a dozen hot glazed, you could say one of two things. You could say to me, Troy, I'll meet you there, let's get 2 dozen. Or you could say what?
It's not good for you, man.
It's
Don't
a
do
bad idea. Don't do it. And all of a sudden, because I've reached out, because I've asked how I stay on the path, now you're able to speak truth into my life. One of my favorite quotes in the world by Earl Wilson in Steering Clear basically says, if I'm isolated and alone with what's going on in my head, I can believe anything I want and make any decision I want and not be confused by reality. Isolation, above all else, is the most dangerous thing. And then what you were pointing out there, Bill, is this. When we isolate, we make bad decisions. Now I feel even more shame, and that just pushes me to isolate even more, which is right where the enemy wants me.
I can remember days it was so dark and I was so alone. I bet you can too. Let's listen to what the Lord is telling us in this verse today. Let's ask. We have tools now, right? We teach it here. You've got 3 circles. You know the people that you can trust. If you don't, call us. We'll help you. We'll remind you what you need to do to build that system around you so that you can talk and have the support that you need, right?
Amen.
All right, well, we're going to get into this even a little deeper tomorrow. Come on back.
See you tomorrow.